Operators, you've likely already mastered the basics of maps, gear, and weapons from our previous GTI tactical guides. But once your boots on the ground and facing real-world combat, you'll encounter all sorts of unexpected challenges. Don't worry, we're here to help you navigate the complex battlefields of Zero Dam. Pay close attention, and you'll be well-equipped to succeed. Before we dive into route planning, keep the following in mind, operators. Knowing the map inside and out, including rappel points and key terrain, is crucial for making the right decisions. Let's quickly review the layout of Zero Dam. It's essentially divided into three main sections: the west, the east, and the north. All rappel points are located on the eastern and western sides. The north is off limits, as it's the boss's territory. We've got 14 rappel points scattered across the map. Your squad will be randomly deployed to either the east or the west side. And there's a fixed extraction point on each side. If you land on the west side, the extraction point will be on the east. Likewise, if you land on the east side, the extraction point will be on the west. There are also a few easy-to-use extraction points on the map, but you'll need to meet certain conditions to access them. The one in the northern tunnel of barracks, for example, requires you to sacrifice your backpack. The points south of the cement plant and visitor center are free to use, but they open and close randomly. To check their status, you can either scout them in person or send a recon operator to gather intel on specific spots on the map. The extraction point south of the central mountain is locked and requires a certain amount of technique alloy to unlock. The extraction point at the industrial elevator in the north requires you to pull a lever to activate it. Once activated, you'll need to wait a short time before you can extract. There are only 2 lever points on the map, one in a room on the second floor of the west wing in the administrative area, and the other in a room at the top right corner of the major substation. Pulling either lever will open the extraction point. However, the extraction point can only be used twice. There's also a weight-restricted extraction point at the peak of the northeast mountain. You'll need to lighten your load to meet the weight limit. If you arrive there packed with loot, you'll have to make some tough choices. Now that you've got the basics of deploying and extracting, it's time to put all the pieces together and start crafting your strategy. A good plan should connect key resource areas between arrival and extraction points, maximizing efficiency and safety. If you're new to the resource areas, don't worry, we've covered resource point locations in previous guides. After landing, secure the nearest resource point and establish a strong position. If you land on the west side, prioritize the cement plant and barracks. If you land on the east side, prioritize the visitor center and major substation. If you land near the north, secure the administrative center and defend against attacks from other operators from the east or west. But be warned, tactical planning for different landing zones should also take into account the specific terrain you're likely to encounter. Let's take the most unique entry point on the west side as an example, which is also the only entry point on the entire map that's located within a resource area. This point is at the dormitory entrance of the cement plant. If you land here, you can quickly reach the main cement plant building, where there are plenty of looting spots, flight cases, and weapon crates. Once you've looted the main area, you can start searching for scattered loot around the vicinity. If you have the cement plant dormitory keycard, you can even unlock and enter the dormitory directly after landing to loot it. You might come across high-reward tasks at the cement plant. If you can ensure there are no other squads nearby, you can complete the contract and earn technique alloy. Aside from simply extracting with this currency, you can also use it in critical situations to pay for and open a special extraction point. Apart from this unique landing zone, those landing at the pipe construction site, the Western Highway exit, and the construction site can also choose to search the cement plant. So be prepared for a potential fight at any moment. Once you've finished looting the cement plant, you can choose to head north towards the administrative area. Near the cement plant area, there's a smaller resource spot, barracks. Those who start in the pipeline area will be closest to the spot. You can prioritize taking down the hacker computer on the second floor of the temporary command center. There are also some supplies scattered throughout the barracks camp and other areas. After quickly looting, you can choose to scout the east gate of the barracks and ambush other operators coming from the cement plant. Or you can choose to go directly to the administrative area. But be careful, operators who start at the barracks underground passage or the roadside spawn point are close to the west side of the administrative area, but they might also choose to search the barracks first. Don't let your guard down. Of course, if you happen to land at one of these 2 points and have decent gear, we suggest you prioritize attacking the administrative area. Enter from the west gate of the administrative center or the side elevator and quickly secure the important loot spots on the first and second floors. However, there's a chance that the boss will spawn in the administrative area, so tread carefully. While searching, you can assign a squad member to go to the connector between the east and west wings. Listen carefully and observe the movements of other squads, both inside the administrative area and in the east wing, to prevent being ambushed. Next, let's take a look at the options available to operators who land on the east side. The east side is relatively further away from resource areas, but the chances of immediately encountering other squads after landing are also relatively lower. First, if you land at the maintenance station entrance, the major substation, or the T-junction, you can prioritize entering the east wing of the administrative area. When passing through the parking lot, you can quickly search the flight cases and large weapon crates, as these are 2 high-value loot containers. Then head towards the east wing, enter the building, and quickly secure the office on the second floor. Then, using cover, watch for operators from the west wing and cover your squad mates while they loot other areas. Besides the administrative area, the substation is also a good spot. Operators who begin at the field camp will be closest to it. The substation is divided into 2 sections based on function: the major substation and the power backup center. Operators who land at the maintenance station entrance or the T-junction of the major substation are more likely to go to the west side of the visitor center in the administrative area first. Operators who begin at the highway will prioritize looting the visitor center, leaving the substation without competition. But don't let your guard down. It's not impossible for multiple squads from these landing points to meet at the major substation. If you land here, we suggest you go to the power backup center first. Grab the flight case, computer case, and small safe box. Then gather information about the surroundings before moving on to the major substation. If you happen to have an engineer in your squad, you can cut through the wire fence and be the first to grab the loot in the main building. Due to the unique terrain, operators who begin near the east and south gates of the highway will usually move to the visitor center to search for loot. However, as there are multiple starting points in this area, it's necessary to scout the surrounding area first before focusing on loot. The most unique starting point on the east side is the mountainside repair station. Operators who land here cannot immediately reach any areas rich in resources. Instead, they should carefully review the map and wait for the right opportunity to strike. It's recommended to use the zip line to reach the second floor platform to observe and seize any opportunity to attack other squads in the administrative area. Alternatively, they could simply use the zip line from the mountaintop to the parking lot and sneak up while other squads are fighting. Let others fight it out, then seize your moment. Remember, survival is key to reaping the reward. Next, we'll outline a safer, less confrontational search route. If you start at the cement plant, head to the construction site for an initial search. Then, follow the map's eastern edge, looting as you go. Past the pipe construction site, the Riverbank Miner substation, and the Field Camp Visitor Center, finally reaching the east extraction point. If you start at the barracks, navigate to the underground passage construction site, the container area, and the parking lot maintenance station. Stick to the upper edge of the map for a safer looting path, ending at the east extraction point. If you reach the container area and encounter aggressive wall breakers in the dam, set up an ambush in the container area or within the dam itself. These perimeter routes, while less lucrative in terms of high-value loot, offer a safer approach with a higher chance of successful extraction. Operators starting from either the east or west side can adopt this strategy. Remember, while GTI provides basic strategies, flexibility and adaptability are key in combat. Always be aware of your surroundings and listen for tactical information. That'll do it for today's field guide. Good luck out there, operators!